I've engaged a lot of us SMEs, I've engaged a lot of us startups. We discovered that in less than 3 years, all these businesses are down. They are nowhere to be found. You will no longer see the Agike Twitter posting again. You will not see all our WhatsApp vendors again. So,
I'm loving. Agike has so fun.
Yeah. A lot of business are dying on a daily basis.
Yeah.
You have all these vendors on Twitter, on social media. They don't have a plan. I've engaged a lot of them. They will say, "Oh, the only reason my business does not go is because I don't have $10 million." And I will just ask them an assignment. Please, just tell me what do you want to use the $10 million for. A lot of them will not come back again. A lot of business are not going because they are not compliant. They will just say, "Oh, I'm just a small business, so I don't have money to pay tax." But they are not taking advantages of the exemptions given to SME. For instance, you're an SME, you're making less than 25 million naira in a year. The finance act exempted you from paying tax.
Wow.
You market with unique ventures. And at the end of the day, you want me to pay to Talabi, Riche. Get your business registered. It gives you room to grow. Because even though you are looking for fund, who will want to fund a business that is not what? Registered.
Yeah. Hi, wonderful people. Welcome to Business Beyond Borders, the podcast that delves into the untapped potential of global business, where the world is your marketplace. My name is Dami, and I am your host. Today, we bring to you an interesting person. He's a financial expert with years of experience in financial industry. He's a financial advisor and is an associate member of ICA. But you know why I'm laughing? The way he dressed today, I haven't seen him dressed like that before. He's always on suit. But Uncle came here with one thing I don't understand. So it seems he's going to somewhere else before now. But then, let me go back to the business of the day. I'm introducing to you Mr. Zacchaeus. I'm so pleased to have you on our podcast today.
Okay, thank you very much, Dami. It's a pleasure to be on this podcast today.
How are you doing?
I'm good, and you? And don't mind my texting today. Gone like those days that the way you recognize an accountant is a black suit and a white shirt. Accounting professional.
And a tie.
And a tie, yeah, you're right. Accounting professionals move beyond that.
Okay.
Most professional in the industry does not mind to go with Agbada. Yes, because we are trying to promote.
So is that why you are dressing like this today?
Of course.
Oh, you are going somewhere?
That's part of the plan. Anyway.
You are giving a vibe of you are going to your in-law,
Today is a Friday and we are there to party.
Hey, she TGIF person.
We just have to balance everything up. It should not be work of it.
Okay, Dami, focus. It's time to focus. So in today's episode, we'll be discussing the crucial aspect of managing your finance as a business owner. Considering the nature of my job, I've spoken to quite a number of business owners, and you see how many of them are lamenting on the economic condition of our dear country, Nigeria. You see them saying they don't even know if they are making profit or loss at the moment. And some will even tell you categorically that right now they are making loss because of the instability in the exchange rate and every other reasons. So that is why we decided that let us bring someone onto the podcast to help us understand how we can manage our finances as a business owner. So, Mr. Zacchaeus, if you want to talk to our business owner today and you want to tell them one thing that will help them to manage their finances as a business owner, what's that thing you're going to tell them?
Okay, thank you very much, Dami.
Okay.
When it comes to managing financing, there are various ways of you managing your finances, looking from the area of budgeting to the area of financial statement preparation and also to the area of compliance. Let me pick this one after the other. The first I mentioned is what budgeting. You end up seeing a lot of businesses outside there. Let me focus on the SMEs because they are the major contribution to the economic growth.
Okay.
So that's the small and medium-sized company. You see, a lot of them does not really have a budget. They don't have a budget of their monthly expenditure. They don't have a budget of their weekly and their daily day-to-day operations, expenses,
Okay.
and income. So that also affects their finances because they cannot plan, and a lot of them end up going down, going bankrupt, or closing up because they have some liquidity challenges.
Oh.
So when we are not talking about financial statement preparation, no record for business transaction.
Wow.
You see, a lot of business will just be transfer 10,000 naira to this for a particular expenses. There's no record of it. So how will you manage your financials? That aspect. Also, part of it is business owner are not separating their business from their from their personal expenses. Looking, you end up seeing most CEOs in the business world, SMEs to be precise, you see a lot of them digging deep into the business equity, into the business finance.
Okay.
For their personal expenses. They literally don't have a threshold of an expenses they can take in a month as part of their own, let me say, salary or their own returns if they require to take. So they just go, they dig into the business's finance, and at the end of the day, the business will go bankrupt, and the business will collapse. And also, I also mentioned in the area of compliances, a lot of business are not complying to statutory regulation.
Okay.
They are not complying in terms of they are not ready to file their returns. Take for instance tax. They are not ready to pay the necessary tax. They are not ready to meet their pension and other statutory compliances. And some of these have implication on them. In a situation that you are not complying, and let me say there's an intervention from government. How can you accept an intervention from a government you are not complying with, or from foreign agencies, foreign direct investment? If you want a foreign direct investment and investors should invest in you, they want to look at your compliances.
Yes.
Are you having regular the required documents? Are you complying with statutory requirements and so many more?
Oh, so from what you said now, you've there's one thing I wanted you to talk more about. Like you were trying to say that business owner, as in our CEOs, should try to separate their personal expenses from their businesses. And this is how I feel about it. I own my business.
Okay.
I needed some extra money.
Okay.
And let's say I decided to give myself a particular salary and I can't meet it. Is there anything wrong in me going there and just getting some cash for myself? I worked for this thing. When nobody was there to encourage me, I was pushing myself. It's time to enjoy.
Okay. As a business owner, if you are ready and you are willing to go, in the financial world is what we refer to as business entity concept.
Okay.
That means separate your business expenses from your personal expenses.
Okay.
The question is, if you're a salary earner and you earn a particular salary and the salary does not meet up to your weekly or your monthly expenditure, will you still go to your employer to start digging deep into their resources? No. The highest they can do is to give you some form of advances, and there are also procedure for you to get the advance.
Yes.
So we advise business owners to separate their business from their finances. It's just being financial discipline. If you are financial discipline, you can structure your expenses to in the proportion of your income.
Oh, okay. I think I understand that. But then I also want you to say a little bit to the salary earners, because I know this is for the business owner, but then I feel there are some of salary earner that will watch this as well, and I want them to learn something. I'm a salary earner myself, and I've seen a situation where I've met my colleague saying that they have spent all their salary in 1 week. How does he come to the office and they look sweet? I don't know the magic that is running it for them. So what can you say to them? How can they manage their income for a whole month? Because I can tell you, it's not easy. It's not easy to like spend your salary in 1 month. There will always be something coming up that you have to attend to. So what can you tell us to do to manage this fund for a whole month?
Okay, thank you very much for such brilliant question. Now, as a salary earner, you have a particular fixed income in a month.
Yes.
I know as a salary owner, my salary is a particular amount that is coming constantly every month. So all I need to do is to structure my expenses. I reduce unnecessary expenses. I'm a salary earner with an income of 100,000, for instance, and all my transportation, whenever I'm going out, I'm there taking luxurious transportation, like booking ride every time. When I can use public transport, I'm going to a big restaurant when I can just visit what a popular buka. You understand? It's all about managing your expenses.
Okay.
So structuring your expenses to meet up with a certain percentage of your what income, and also no matter how small you earn, you also need to save.
Yes, and that is really hard. Saving. Okay, I'll come back to saving, but let's go to our business owner. I've had words like fixed expenses and avoidable expenses.
Okay.
I want you to explain it, and I will also appreciate it if you can tell us some fixed expenses that we can convert to avoidable expenses.
Fixed expenses you can convert to avoidable expenses. Okay. Now, let me start with avoidable expenses. Avoidable expenses, like the words imply, avoidable. Okay. So those are the expenses that I can do without. Okay. So let's take an instance of printing documents. Okay. So business have moved beyond me printing, right? So instead of printing, I can just send you the electronic copy of it. So we are stylishly moving, taking advantages of what technology, right? I send you an email instead of coming to your office for a physical meeting. You can have what a virtual meeting. Yes. That means I've saved the cost of what transportation. Yes. Right. So instead of all staff coming to the office every day, right? We can decide to structure. Oh, let's do a form of what hybrid. Let's work from home today, and let's work in the office tomorrow. But this can work for all industry. For instance, if you're working from home today, that means we are saving electricity costs and every operational cost. Yes. So those costs are what? Avoidable. Right? So when it comes to fixed costs, most fixed costs are unavoidable costs. Because if you decide to adopt expenses like, let me say, rent, when you decide to absorb an hybrid form of work where you work today, you don't work tomorrow, you can't tell your landlord that, oh, our staff only work for 3 days in a week. Definitely you are going to pay your what? Rent. So that means it's what? It's fixed. Yes. You can't tell your staff that you will not pay salary. You have to what? My boss. So that is what that is fixed expenses to the business. So fixed expenses in most cases cannot be avoided. No. Only when you said, okay, you can wholly reduce it to some extent. Instead of reusing a complete building, okay, let's just structure our building. Let's use a form of what, we look at 2-bedroom or a mini office space where we can also adopt a work from home system and the like. So we can save costs. Instead of owning a big building. Yes, instead of owning a big building, we can save costs by just renting a small instead of what renting a. Okay, thank you very much. I really appreciate that. And now I want us to go back to the saving part. You will see a lot of tweets. I'm a Twitter person. Okay, I love that. You see many people saying my savings is saving me. Okay, because you talk about savings, and basically what many people opine that savings should be is, okay, maybe let's say you're saving towards a project, saving towards something bigger. But now in this economic condition, it is our savings that is now saving us. We no longer save. So how can we still work around it, even for business owners and also salary earner? How can we really save? Because nowadays, where you buy something for a particular amount, you are going back tomorrow to buy, and it has increased, and it's not as if anything, your income is getting increased. We keep putting hand into our savings, and our savings is now saving us instead of us using it for project. Is that something we can do to help us with that situation? Okay, thank you. Considering the current economic situation, it's a difficult thing to save, but we still need to save,
How? So?
right? So how can we save now? Is by just reducing unnecessary expenses.
Okay.
And if you have checked the trend in the economy now, you will see by one way or the other, we are managing things, we are coping, we are trying to adapt ourselves to the current economy. You see, there's no longer like those days. I do remember that, oh, my dad wants to go and visit everybody during the what weekend, right? Stylishly, what the number of visitation has what reduced. All we just need to do is cut all unnecessary expenses.
Okay.
Unnecessary expenses in terms of transportation, in terms of what, as a business you can look into the area of what, printing and some other operating expenses. Just adopt technology.
Oh yes.
So instead of me coming to see you, I can just organize a virtual call when we can see each other. With that, I'm reducing costs.
All right. Okay, so I would love to ask this question: what are some innovative financial options for businesses to go global?
To go global,
yes, please.
Financial options. There are so many options, but you've limited me to what financial options. So financial options for a business to go global. You going global required capital.
Yes.
It required a lot of what funding. So you can look into partnership. For instance, partnership with an international organization, right? Where both of you pool in resources together. You can look into the area of what co-funding.
Okay.
When you get more investors
coming
to co-fund
into
the business, you can link into the area of getting grants and subsidies from various government intervention. And I will tell you for free, there are a lot of what government interventions, both government and international donor organizations, the outside years, that are willing to support business, particularly SMEs, to go. Right?
Okay.
It's just that some SMEs are not prepared to meet their requirements. So if you want to go global, it requires funding. You can seek into grants. Also, you can seek into raising a form of what? Shares. A form of shares. You can raise the shares in the capital market. If that means you have to work with brokers to help you to raise the shares. You can also look at the area of raising through form of what? Debt.
Okay.
Like raising loan. If you have a good financial record and you have a proper structures in your organization, you can access loan from your banks.
Okay. Wow, that's really wonderful. So for everybody that is a business owner right here, and we are looking forward to expanding, I feel all these points are just what can help us to grow our business globally, get some grants, do some research yourself, see how you can bring in investors, you can get a loan from your bank, and all of this then will help us to grow globally. But then I wanted to say something that is affecting literally everybody, even those that are not business owners. Like considering the volatility of the exchange rate now, it affects everything, even food in the market. Like things keep getting more expensive. How can financial planning and forecasting help business to adapt to the changing market situation? For example, like I said earlier, that I have spoken to quite a number of business owners where they will tell you that they bought something at a particular price when they wanted to import them into the country. So while it is still on sales in their own shop or their company, those items have increased in price as a result of the exchange rates. So, and at the end of the day, it seems that the rate at which they sold it, they can't use it to buy it again. So to some extent, it seems like they are just selling at a loss. So what can they do? How can they prepare themselves for all these changes that happen in the market?
So businesses can leverage on the current trend in order to sustain the fluctuation in exchange rate. Know what the market is saying.
Okay.
You don't have to go and sit down somewhere now. So as a CEO or as a business owner, you have to be on your toes. Every minute, every second,
Okay.
you must know what the market is saying. So
Oh.
that will determine your selling price,
Okay.
because you need to restock.
Oh, so now business has gone beyond me just knowing my cost price
Right.
and just adding something to it, adding my profit, then I'm selling.
If you are dealing with imported products,
Mhm.
it has gone beyond that.
Okay.
Because
Okay.
even though the wholesaler, the reseller are also ready to sell
Okay.
at the market price.
Okay.
They don't longer sell at their cost of this product. It's at the what market
Market price.
What is the market saying?
Okay.
Particularly when the exchange rate is going up.
Okay.
And when the exchange rate is going down, some of them will still stick at the cost price. So the market price or the cost price, depending on the situation on ground.
Okay. So I've had the statement times to that number, people saying that you can't become rich or wealthy by just earning salary, that you need to be a business owner to become rich or wealthy. They will even go to the extent of listing the richest people in the world, which is true. And then you see that none of them is really a salary earner. So, and I feel this statement have pushed quite a number of salary earner to start business without necessarily understanding the financial aspect of it. And then you see them running into this business, they came back running into loss or even folding up, and they feel like there's something wrong somewhere. But then that is not the end of it. When you now meet a business owner, they will also come back to salary earner by saying salary earners are enjoying that either you work or not, you're still going to earn your salary. Even when the business is making profit or not, you're still going to earn your salary. So it seems like an unending argument between business owner saying that salary earner enjoying and salary earner feeling like they can't become as wealthy as they wanted to without owning a business. So what can you say about that?
Now the answer to that is, can all of us be a businessman?
I don't think so.
Can all of us be a salary earner?
I don't think so.
So that means both salary earner and businessman,
we both need that.
We both need ourselves,
Okay.
right? And there's a level of risk appetite each one of us can take. If you want to be a business owner require you to be able to take risk, right? Imagine the increase in price of goods and services. Most business owners cannot comfort their staff to say, come, things has increased, business is not going, I will have to lay you off or reduce your salary.
They will try to manage everything.
So you try to manage everything. You'll be thinking of how I'm going to pay my landlord, how I'm going to pay the staff costs, how are we going to run the operational expenses. So being a business owner requires you to take high risk. However, some people are not business-minded people. Their main focus is they want to build their career.
Yes.
We have a lot of people in career that are doing good, right? And also from this point, you are looking at, most business owner, some of them literally start from somewhere, from being an employee.
Yes.
Of an organization.
Trying to learn.
Yes, and they go through the process. Going through the process will allow you to have an understanding of what business takes.
Yes.
So business is not just all about I have an idea I want to implement. Right? If you just have an idea you want to implement, you may end up being frustrated. Because admin is there giving you issue, the finance department is saying another terminology you don't understand. Right? So that means you have to go.
Of
yes. So that means you have to go through the process.
Okay.
If you even want to be a business owner, you must understand the business world.
Okay.
Right? As a salary earner also, a salary earner have less risk to take.
Okay.
Because there is this popular saying in our dialect, Yoruba, sorry to say, Ogata, Owala Owakwe. Right?
Okay. For our non-speaking Yoruba audience, what it means is that you maybe your boss make profit or not, they're still going to pay you salaries as simple as that.
So when we now refer to salary earner,
okay,
you have a level of what? You have a fixed income on a monthly basis as determined by your offer.
Okay.
Some salary earner are also rich. right?
Yes.
We have salary earners that are earning in millions in these current situations.
Yeah.
Some of them are even earning in dollars in this our same what economy,
Happy.
right? So that means there are also millionaires, billionaires with salary. But at the end of it all, what I do advise everyone is whether even though you're a salary earner, have your retirement plan.
Oh.
For each profession you have, you can set up a business on it, because at the end of your career, your services, you're going to what? Resign for such organization. So what do you do after then? That's when the business can come in.
Okay.
So you can even be a successful businessman because you already gone through the process. You know what business, you have years of experience, so you know what business stands for.
Okay.
So I do advise everybody to have business in mind, but have it at the back of your mind. All of us cannot be a business owner at the same time. So we can all go through the process and have a plan B at the end of our retirements, also as salaries.
Okay. I really love the response, because I can tell you to some extent this has been getting to me. It seems like if you are just earning salary, you're not serious with your life. You need to be selling something, maybe shoe or bags, posting something. It's that bad that you can't even check people's status without seeing them selling something. Like, gone are the days when status are full of memes to laugh about. Now all you see is somebody saying, I'm selling bags, I'm selling shoes, I'm selling clothes. So I love the response, and all I can say is don't be pressured into starting a business until you understand it. Don't just jump into it and exhaust all your savings on a business you have no idea of. Thank you very much, Mr. Zacchaeus.
Thank you.
Before we go, we want you to help tell our business owner the key performance indicator, which is commonly known as KPI, for business to track their financial success. How can they measure it? Except the fact that I'm making profits, how can I really measure my financial success? I can now say that as a business owner, I am successful financially.
Thank you. There are various approaches, there are various techniques to that.
Okay.
So one of it is for doing a form of trend analysis. Trend analysis in terms of I'm checking my revenue growth.
Okay.
Right? Some business mistakes cash flow from their sales.
Can you explain that, please?
Okay. My business is going. That I have a cash in hand does not mean my sales is increasing.
Okay.
Or I have a good sales. So you don't misquote cash flow with your sales, your revenue.
Okay.
Because some payment is being paid in advance by your customer. They may be required some of them may call for it at the end of the day if you did not satisfy the need. So checking their revenue. Oh, I make a sales of 10 million naira last year.
Okay.
I make a sales of 5 million naira. Or I make a sales of 15 million naira this year. That means I make revenue good. Right? So it's not only by your revenue going. Do you check your expenses?
Okay.
Right? What proportion of your expenses go in line with your revenue? I make a sales of 10 million, but my expenses is 9 million naira last year. I make a sales of 15 million, but my expenses is 14.9 this year. The question is, am I growing?
No.
Revenue wise, it seems I'm going. But if you are looking at profits, what is coming to me at the end of the day? I'm making a little, or I'm making a loss. Right?
Yeah.
So we have, that is the form of trend analysis. We have ratios. We have different performance ratios you use. From your net profit ratio, what is the percentage of my net profit?
Okay.
Net profit means after removing all my expenses.
Okay.
What is the percentage of it on my sales? So am I able to make 5% or 10% of my sales as my profits? You can also check your gross profit margin. So your gross profit margin is, what is the percentage of my gross profit? Your gross profit is basically your sales minus cost of sales.
Okay.
So I got this good for 5 naira. I sold it for 10 naira.
Okay.
So the difference is 5 naira, right? So that's like my gross profit. But don't forget, I have all the expenses. Yes. So these are expenses in most cases. SMEs, business owner, does not consider.
Yes.
Salary, rent, and other operating expenses, right? So at the end of the day, that will determine my net profit. Some business are doing great in terms of gross profits. But when it comes to net profits, they don't even have net profits, they have net loss.
Wow.
But on their head, they are calculating profits.
Profit. They feel they are making profit.
They feel they are making profit. But if you take it to books, you will discover they are making losses.
And that's why at the end of the day, they are confused if they are really making profit or
making
not.
Profits.
Yes.
So you check your gross profit, you check your net profits. Another way also, you can also check your performance, whether you are going. Your KPI is looking at your liquidity position.
Okay.
What is your debt against what you have on ground? Right? So will I be able to pay my debt from what I have in my account, or from what I have as a current asset that I can easily convert to cash?
Okay.
Yes. You also check your working capital. Your working capital, there's the working capital ratios. So what did I have fund available to run my day-to-day activities?
Okay.
So that makes you to know whether you have the appropriate resources available to mention your day-to-day activities. There are other financial indicators. There's other KPI, and if I start mentioning them here, I'm not sure we are going to leave this stage.
You have given us enough, like a whole lot of ways by which we can measure our financial success. If there's anything I'm able to pick, despite not being like a business owner, is that it is not enough to notice that we are making profits when it comes to the gross. Like, okay, I buy at this rate, I sell at this rate, and this is what is mine. We need to also remove the expenses so that we can really know how much we're making at the end of the day. So it is not enough for you to be doing your calculation in your head. Put it to books. Let experts help you look into it and let them see if you are really making progress or not. So Mr. Zacchaeus, before you go, I really want you to say something to especially the startup youth that are starting up something. We all know this nation, we have our own level of unemployment, and quite a number of youths are creatives. Even for people that are not into buying and selling things, for example, people into the creative industry, how can they manage their funds? And even those that are into the buying and selling kind of a thing, just trying to keep body and soul together, how can they ensure that they are not running into loss? And I still want you to find a way to put it. I like, for example, the other time that you're talking about taking away our personal expenses from the company expenses, saying it to a one-man business, a youth that just started something, how they can really discipline themselves to making sure that they are not putting their earnings into, because I can tell you that it is quite easier for a big company to say, okay, as the CEO will be paying you this amount, and sometimes they don't need to dip their hand into the company first. For someone like just me, I have my business, that is what I am doing, this is how I can pay my rent, not even the business rent, my own personal rent, this is how I have to feed myself. What advice can you give them to ensure that they are making financial success?
Thank you for such question. Over the period, I've engaged a lot of SMEs, I've engaged a lot of startups. We discovered that in less than 3 years, all these businesses are down. They are nowhere to be found. You will no longer see the Agriculture Twitter posting again. You will not see all our WhatsApp vendors again. So
you know why I'm laughing? Arika has suffered.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Okay, it's a funny thing, but we don't have to joke with this, because a lot of business are dying on a daily basis.
Yes.
A lot of startups are dying, and basic things that cause it is finance. Finance. So I would like by saying, as a business owner, the first thing I believe you need to do is have a plan. Have a plan. You have all these vendors on Twitter, on social media handles. So they don't have a plan. I've engaged a lot of them. They will say, oh, The only reason my business does not go is because I don't have $10 million. And I will just ask them an assignment. Please, just tell me what you want to use the $10 million for. A lot of them will not come back again. Because the only hazard, their problem is what? Money.
So they don't have a business plan.
They don't have a business plan. Okay. So you need a business plan. And your business plan is not about the financial part of it also only. Okay. You have to look at the marketing part of it. What is the marketing strategies? How do you intend to penetrate into this market? Consider the fact that you are not the first doing such business.
Yes.
So that means you need a market penetration. How do you plan to what and go into what this market? What is the strategies what you want to use? Okay. What is even your management plan? Right? So a lot of them see the business as one-man business.
Yes.
One-man business, your plan is in the nearest future, where do you want your business to be? Are you looking at, I'm the only one to do my business? So that means the business surround all over you. So whenever you are not available, or the business die. Right? So what is in plan in terms of what? Sustainability to your business. Right? Also, you also look at what compliances. A lot of business are not going because they are not compliant. They will just say, I'm just a small business, so I don't have money to pay tax. But they are not taking advantages of the exemptions given to SME. For instance, you're an SME, you're making less than 25 million naira in a year. The Finance Act exempted you from paying tax.
Wow.
Right? So, but a lot of them will run to comply because they don't want to pay tax.
Yeah,
very soon,
they
don't want to pay tax. That's why a lot of them are dying. They're not looking into putting structures into their business. Okay. Structures in terms of, is your business even, can we validate your business? Or is it, if you want to grow, there should be a level of what? In which your client or your customer can even validate whether the business is what genuine or not. And a lot of them will end up coming to me that, most of my social media handles, they will come to me and say I'm a scam. Why don't they call you a scam? Right? You market with unique ventures, for instance, and at the end of the day, you want me to pay to Talabi Riche
instead of unique
ventures business.
Yes.
So it looks like a scam to me. In short, this thing, get your business registered. Get your business registered. Have the proper documentation it requires for your business. What that allow you to do, it gives you a room to grow. Right? Because even though you are looking for fund, who will want to fund a business that is not what? Registered.
Yes.
It's just like you want me to put the money in your account and you go and use it for your family issues. Right? Get your business what?
So motives.
Yes.
Enjoyment.
Just go to 5-star hotels in one of this weekend and enjoy your life.
Soft life gang.
Yeah. So you just have to get your business registered with the appropriate body, which is CACA for those in Nigeria. Okay. So that's Corporate Affairs Commission. So you get all required documents. And I do tell business owner, particularly SMEs, there are a lot of government intervention from both local and state government, both local and international. The federal and the states, they have a lot of international. They have a lot of interventions for this business, but most of them are unable to access the intervention because they don't have the proper structures. They don't have their business registered. They don't have a financial record. The money just going in and out of their account. There's no record for it. I will not want to fund you if you don't have a record.
Yes.
Because I will believe that you can't account for my money. And accountability is what matters.
Yeah, it's key.
Right? So put your business in place in terms of registering your business, have a financial record, separate your business from your personal self. Let your business expenses be, and let your personal expenses be. The best you can do is, I target to make a sales of 10 million naira in this month. So if I can make a sales of 10 million naira, let my percentage, if you don't want to take in form of a structured salary, you can say, you want to get a percentage of your profits as what you want to use to run your personal business, or having a fixed amount and putting yourself as a salary of your as an employee of your home business
Mhm.
that allow your business to grow. Have a plan, a 5 years, a 10 years plan. A lot of businesses outside there does not even have a plan. All their plan is on their head, right? So that's why they keep on changing their plan every second, every minute. There's no how they track their plan, right? Above all, also have a budget for your expenses. Have a budget for your business expenses. Have a budget for your personal expenses, the financial discipline, and take advantages of every opportunity around you.
Okay.
And I wait to see your business going.
Thank you very much, Mr. Zacchaeus. From what you just said, if there's things, there are many things. This time is not if there's anything I can pick.
Yeah.
There are many things I can pick. As a business owner, as a youth, you want to start up a business or you have a business already, try to have a business plan. If you don't have one yet, register, do the proper documentation of your businesses so that you can get all these intervention like grant, loan, and every other thing that is out there for your business to enjoy. And also try to separate your personal lifestyle from the business. Have budget, be financially disciplined, and before you know it, your business is growing beyond borders. I hope that this episode has helped you to gain insight and knowledge to make informed decision about your business so that your business can grow beyond border. Until we meet again next time, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share this video with your friends and family. And don't forget to follow us on all our social media, and we love you. Bye.